job are the QBs doing this summer?
Yeah, they're doing a great job. I can really tell the leadership is really kind of taking over. They're feeling like almost like I guess a senior quarterback. They kind of have to have that role. They've got big shoes to fill, obviously, but they've done a great job this summer with workouts. Great job with 7-on-7, and they've been doing the little things that win football games.
The younger receivers that are part of the rotation, if you kind of stood out to you this summer, maybe kind of impressed you early on.
Talking about the quarterbacks? Wide receivers. First guy that comes to my mind is Mike Evans. Mike Evans has had he's a sensational receiver, very physical guy, one of the younger guys, and I look forward to watching him succeed. He puts in a lot of hard work, very physical guy, and I just hope for the best for him. There's a bunch of guys. Malcolm Kennedy is one of those guys, who's been working hard, and he had a good spring. Like I said, there's so much depth at receiver right now. It's a good thing to have. So Nate Askew, look for him on the radar, and but there's a lot of young guys that are making flashes.
On the other side, how do you fix some backs? Chase Everett, Floyd Rick, even Monty Harrison, those guys.
Yeah, those guys are they're working hard. I can see that they have a lot of talent. Floyd, he's so physical and so competitive, and DeShazier's got that same mentality. And those two playing together, it's going to be exciting to see what they do. And I just hope for the best for them.
Ryan, one thing that has come up with Sean and Luke, the word speed. That's all we hear when we talk about the SEC. You've got a couple of the best secondaries in the country. Preseason magazines. Have you thought a little bit about going up against these SEC secondaries? What does it mean?
I think it's just I think it's a great opportunity to kind of compete with the best in the country. I look at it as a positive just because you're playing with the best guys in the country, and they're just going to make you better. That word is definitely one of the first words that comes to my mind. The speed in the SEC is, uncomparable. For some reason, it's just, every team's got it. Not only that, but the size. They've got the size to go along with the speed. So I think it'll be an honor to go in, and play with these guys and compete at such a high level, and just, I do, looking at Texas A&M, I would say, we're right there with them, though. I look at it, this offseason, we've had guys getting bigger, stronger, doing extra just to compete with that level. So I'm excited to see, how it all plays out.
You guys have had a taste of SEC football playing Arkansas. Talk about now getting the whole meal, if you will.
Do what now?
Talk about getting the whole meal of the SEC now because you've been playing Arkansas, so you have a taste of it.
Yeah, now that we're in the conference, we're going to get basically every team. We've played Arkansas, we've played LSU in the Cotton Bowl my sophomore year, but we treat every game just we'll take one game at a time. We're not in any hurry. We'll just start with La Tech, and then we'll move to Florida. We're not going to get overhyped up about it. It's just, like any other football game, we're going to go out, we're going to play with 11 players, and we're just going to, play at a high level.
Do you walk into the season with a little bit of a chip on your shoulder just because of all the questions about the speed, the strength of the SEC, and things like that? And maybe it's not like you haven't been playing big-time college football for how many years?
Yeah, you definitely have to have that swagger about yourself, that swagger about your football team, and like you said, that chip on your shoulder. You got to have that mentality of winning football games, and you got to have that edge. Obviously, it's the best conference in the country, and you got to have that edge on wanting to win and compete and just work hard and practice to be the best that you can be, because you're playing with the best guys in the country.
Do you expect to see a discernible difference between the SEC and the Big 12?
obviously SEC, you know, the recruiting, the speed of the game, you get, you know, just great football players, guys that, you know, and it shows the past, you know, 6-8 years you see an SEC team in the national title, you know, so it really kind of speaks for itself, the volume of how, you know, how great the coaches are, how great the players are. But you know, I played in the Big 12 as well, and you got your Oklahomas, your Texases, you know, just your schools that you know have just as much talent. So it's one of those things. It's very humbling to just be a part of the SEC, and just very excited for this opportunity.
Ryan, how much faster is the tempo that you guys have worked at the last few months than it was under Coach Sherman? Because you played pretty quick under him. Yeah, Coach Sherman, you know, had a fast offense. At least I thought it was fast until I got here and played for Coach Sumlin. We got to practice, and man, we don't stop running. Yeah, the tempo is incredible. We don't even condition at practice because our conditioning is in course of all of practice because we run that much. So it's great. I'm excited to see how those SEC teams defenses kind of react to that kind of offense. You can't get really. I feel like with as much conditioning and how well Coach Jackson has done with us this summer, you can't really get ready for that kind of speed in a week. It takes a little bit of time to get conditioned and I guess ready for that speed of the game. What kind of advantage do you hope that gives you on Saturdays against a league that maybe hasn't seen that fast pace? I hope it gives us a huge edge. Whatever it takes. I think that they've just done a great job of coaching us, and I think we just got to soak all that in and soak as much knowledge in as possible from our coaches and just trust in what they're doing, and I think it'll just really help us.
You came in and basically played running back in high school. Did you ever imagine going into your senior season, you had the chance to be the most productive wide receiver in A&M history? Have you ever even stopped to think about that? I've thought about it before. It's actually very humbling to be a part of playing running back in high school and then making that transition to receiver, and now joining the SEC. Very humbled about it, and it's just a great opportunity. I've learned so much from so many different coaching staffs and different coaches, and it's just been a great experience.
Ryan, recruiting people always the better prospects for the state of Florida and the state of Texas. Going into that SEC opener against Florida and being Texas guy, is that kind of any kind of added motivation in that game?
Yeah, I'm having trouble hearing you. What was that?
Is it added motivation? There's always debates about who has the better high school football between Florida and Texas. Going into that first game against Florida, is that added motivation?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a good point. That obviously Florida puts out so many great football players, and as well as Texas. So it's kind of like a home turf deal. It's a big game. We luckily get them there. At Kyle Field, they get to experience. What it's all about and how we do it at Kyle Field. So it'll be interesting to see, but for sure, I think at recruiting standpoint, it'll be interesting.
Ryan, you're moving to a new scenery, new SEC, a new conference. How important is not the Oklahoma take one at a time and keep something on?
Yeah, I think it's huge just to, like I was saying earlier, to just take one game at a time. You can't overlook any team. Every team is going to bring a lot of talent every game. If you get ahead of yourself, that's not any good for your football team, for your coaches. You got to stay focused and take one day at a time, and that's the biggest thing. We just need to stay focused and take one game at a time.
Last question. Ryan, with Fuller opposite you last year, he got a lot of attention and opened you up for quite a bit. Talk about the core a little bit and how you work in this offense. It seems like a lot of guys need that.
Yeah, I feel like that we have so many weapons on this offense that it's going to be hard to just pinpoint one guy and just I think you look at Easy Watch Q on the other side, who's had a great career at Texas A&M. He's done great things, and then you got Mike Evans, Nate Askew, just so much depth at that receiver spot. And then you look into our backfield and see Christian Michael and Ben Molina, Brandon Williams, you name it. I mean, there's so many guys you just go on and name the list. So it makes, defense, keep guessing and just kind of spreads the field open. And you can't ever just locate one guy on the field. You got to keep all eyes open.
Thanks, Ryan.